Life has lifed for me, and it has thrown some tough challenges my way. Hi guys, I have been asked, why did I start Real Candle Co? So as we know, the world is just full of stress and challenges, and I found solace in lighting candles. Whether that be having a good day, having a bad day, just my personal journey through life with heartbreaking lows and highs as well. That's truly the heart of my brand. My story really is one of resilience and transformation. Life has lifed for me, and it has thrown some tough challenges my way. So after the devastating loss of my baby, I fell into a deep depression. It was definitely hard for me. The pain was overwhelming, but in the midst of that darkness, I somehow found the strength to keep going, of course, with prayer. It took prayer and a miracle from God to just really pull me out of what was one of the darkest moments of my life. The pain was extremely overwhelming. But in the midst of that darkness, again, I found the strength to come out of it with God, of course, with me. A few months after I came out of that depression, I lost my baby in January, and then by, I want to say August, I believe, is when I just woke up one day and my prayers were answered and the depression was gone. Throughout this time, I used candles daily to journal and to just try to bring a light in such a dark time for me. But after I came out of that depression, I found out I was expecting my rainbow baby in December of that same year. So that really brought some joy and excitement into our lives. However, because life's 4 months later, I found out my dad was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. That was truly a devastating moment for me. Here I am coming out of a depression, finding out that I'm pregnant with my rainbow baby, and then 4 months later having that joy stolen from me with such horrible news. So I found out about my dad, and I was still working in corporate, and was just having a really challenging time in corporate, because after I came back from maternity leave from losing my baby that January, my manager made one of the worst comments you can make to a person that had just went through so much. And he basically said in our team meeting, the team's going great, everything's going to be good, and the workload is going to be equal for everyone, just as long as no one else goes out and has a baby again. I found that so disheartening, so rude, and so of course I went to HR, which I trusted HR with this information. I felt like it was wrong and inconsiderate of him. Shortly after going to HR, I was then put on a performance plan. So I'm pregnant with my rainbow baby. I'm on a performance plan, and I'm dealing with my dad's cancer diagnosis, which with his cancer diagnosis, I made sure that I was going with him to every doctor's appointment. I literally had to walk 4 to 5 blocks sometimes to the hospital just to get to his appointments. Not to mention, because I was on this performance plan, the strict guideline was that I was sitting at my desk by 7 a.m. and not a minute later, because if I came in 1 minute later, I would then lose my job. Not something that I wanted to happen, expecting a new baby. So this was a huge challenge for me, and it was just horrible. I'm pregnant, I'm hormonal, my dad is really sick, and I was going through this at work, which I didn't understand why I was put on a performance plan and the manager wasn't reprimanded for what he had done. But that is corporate America. So my dad's going through chemo. I have hope. I'm just really thinking things are going to get better. And lo and behold, 4 months later, 2 weeks before I gave birth to my daughter, my dad passed away. And it was just devastating because all he could talk about was holding his new granddaughter, and he never got the chance to do so. So that was heartbreaking for me. Honestly, in this moment, it just felt like the cycle of grief was never ending and the world was against me. So again, I found myself depressed. At this point, the company that I was working for decided that they didn't need our team at all. So in 2 rounds of layoffs, they got rid of the entire team, in which of course I was included. This really caused a huge stress on my family. And so my husband and I found ourselves moving out of the apartment that we could no longer afford in the middle of a Chicago blizzard with 2 children, a 4-month-old baby and our 6-year-old son. So that was devastating as well. And to add to that, my mom then ended up having a heart attack. Thank God she survived, because I just don't know what I would have done had she not. But throughout this time, candles were a solace, really a saving grace for me. I just felt like lighting a candle was so comforting for me. I would light the candle and I would meditate. I would light a candle and I would journal. I would light a candle while I was cleaning or nursing my daughter. Candles just really pulled me out of a lot of things. But as I was lighting these candles, I noticed that there was a lot of soot coming from the candles. My daughter had become irritated from the candles. On top of that, I was utilizing these candles, and because I like to be a responsible person as it pertains to the environment, I had a box full of candle vessels that I didn't want to throw away because I didn't want to be wasteful. So I was trying to find uses for them. And so I thought, I'm a part of the problem. So I need to try to figure out really how to make a candle that was not only clean and safe to burn in my home, that wouldn't affect my children, something that wouldn't disrupt my hormones, something that wasn't wasteful. And I thought, I'm going to start Our Real Candle Co. And so I actually created my LLC 2 years before I actually started Our Real Candle Co., which is crazy. I was in corporate still. I had gotten a new job, and I just felt like I really want to start this business, but we've got kids, we have responsibilities. I need to go to work. I had spent money getting a degree and I needed to utilize it. So I allowed corporate to take over. And corporate was, stability. I had a 6-figure salary. It's what I needed. It's not easy to get a salary that's in 6 figures, and I'm not saying right at the beginning of 6 figures, but mid 6 figures. So it was really great for me to have that salary. But then COVID happened, And now it's time for layoffs because the economy wasn't doing well. Things were shutting down. And I was a part of a layoff. And so I thought, okay, God, what's next? And it's like, oh, you have your LLC. This has been your dream. You love candles. You've stopped burning them since because you can't really find anything clean and natural that you could utilize in your home. Now you have time. Let's start testing. Let's start building. And that's when Real Candle Co. was born. So it is not necessarily a COVID business because I did create my LLC 2 years before that. But COVID was the thing that pushed me into just really starting the business. So again, I just started testing. I started building, and I created a clean, natural candle that I was burning within my home that I did not feel guilty about because my candles are meant to be refillable. They are clean. They are non-toxic. They do not contain any chemicals that are hormone disruptors. They do not contain soy or paraffin waxes. And I also wanted to differentiate myself by utilizing the wood wicks because it was something about lighting that wood wick and hearing that soothing crackle that just truly elevated the experience of lighting my candles. So I must say it was truly amazing what I was able to create. So this has been my saving grace. This business came out of some dark times, but also some good times. And I'm truly grateful to have created this candle company. It didn't start the way that it looks now. Of course, it has definitely elevated, but it is my love. It is my joy. It has provided me with peace. The candles that I make, when I make them, I think about my dad. I think about my angel baby. I think about the things that I have come out of, and lighting the candles, how they just really soothe those thoughts. But also making candles and fragrances that are somewhat nostalgic, that brings back the memories of spending time at home with my mom and dad, and just having those memories through something that I created is truly amazing for me. Now my candles are also inspired by travels. They're inspired by moments. They're inspired by vibes. I love to count my candles blends with benefits because my current mood collection is made with ingredients in each candle that provides that benefit. So for the calm candle, you're gonna have lavender in it to calm you. The focus candle very much so has citrus notes to have you focused, and so on. You get the point. But my candles are everything for me, and it brings me so much joy when I meet my customers at markets or when I receive emails or feedback on my candles, and people just truly love what I have created. And it brings me so much joy to know that people are burning my candles across the US in their homes. And it's something that I created by hand. I do hand mix and pour all of my candles. They are not mass manufactured, and I put a lot of love into my candles. And I say a little prayer before I send out every single candle as well. So for me, my story is about turning adversity into something great, turning darkness into light. So it's not just about creating light for me, but creating candles as a beacon of light for others. I know people in this world, especially now, are going through so much. There have been job layoffs and things are just so much more expensive, and people's salaries are not, going up with those expenses. So I just feel so grateful and blessed that you, as my customers, are actually coming and purchasing these candles. That could be an hour worth of work for you in a day, maybe 2 hours. It just depends. And the fact that you would come and spend your hard-earned money with this small business is absolutely amazing. And I truly do not take that for granted. So, I Wrote Candle Co. is here and it will stay. Prayerfully, it grows into many more markets, not only boutique stores, but larger stores alike. I want for everyone to experience these candles and to just see what I have made, and just learn about my story and why the candles were created. I not only create candles though, I create home good products that are clean and natural and good for the environment and you as well. So it's not just a candle company. There's a lot more to it and a lot more to come. So I thank you for listening to my story and being here and supporting me. Again, this pursuit of building this candle business is a beacon of light for me, and solace and peace and joy. I'm not sure if it is my full purpose, but it sure feels like it. I feel like God placed me here for a reason, and I am here to just really answer his call and again be the peace that not only I need, but others need in their life as well. So thank you for listening to my story and for supporting my small business.